Hello O-level students. Today I am going to discuss End of Year Evaluation 2020 Department of Education Northwestern Province paper. So this is paper 2. You already know that you get 3 hours for this paper. And there are 2 parts, part A and part B. You get 6 questions in part A and 6 questions in part B. But you have to do only 5 questions in part A and 5 questions in part B. And what are the important instructions? Answer 10 questions by selecting 5 questions from part A and part B. Write the relevant steps and correct units in answers. Each question carries 10 marks. And also given the volume of right cylinder with base radius r and height h is pi r squared h. And you need to ask for graph paper to do the first question. And then you can give answers in line papers. Question number 1, it's a graph question. Then question number 2, it's statistics question. Then you get question number 3. And then 4, algebra. 5, you have to construct simultaneous equations. Question number 6, trigonometry. Then part B, question number 7, it's a progression question. And then 8th one, volume question. 9th one, construction. And then proof question in question number 10. 11th one, set question. And 12th, again, proof question. So let's do this paper now. So what are the instructions? Here, make sure that you don't have to memorize this formula if you are getting volume of cylinder, pi r squared h. So answer 5 questions only here. Graph question. So you have to ask for a graph paper. First fill in the blanks and then answer the questions using the graph. An incomplete table to draw the graph of the function y equals x, x minus 4 minus 1 is given below. Find the value of y when x equals 2. So let's do that. Substitute x equals 2 in the equation. So what's the equation? Y equals x, x minus 4 minus 1. Substitute 2 in x. 2 minus 4 minus 1. Now simplify brackets first. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Minus 2 into 2 minus 4. Minus 4 and minus 1, you get minus 5. So this value is minus 5. So we can see by looking at the table, we can see that this is the vertex point because this is symmetric. This side and this side, both are symmetric. Then draw the graph of the above function by taking a suitable scale. So the scale is not given. Look at the graph. You have to draw from minus 1 to 5. So we'll take 10 squares, 1 unit. So when you take 10 squares, 1 unit, so this way, very small square is 0.1, 1 over 10. Then for the other one, you have to take 4 to minus 5. Again, we can take 10 squares, 1 unit. So that means very small square represent 0.1. So let's start here with minus 1. Then you get here, we'll take y-axis somewhere here. So we'll first draw the y-axis. And then you can label it starting from, what's the positive value? 4. So we'll start from 4 here. 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is the x-axis. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and then minus 5. And the x-axis, here you can draw. And then label it. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. up to 5. Here only we need -1. So you get 1 mark for adjusting the scale. Then we'll mark the points. 1 mark for marking the points. -1, 4. This point, 0, -1. Here, 1, -4. This point, 2, -5. And then 3, -4. 4, -1. And 5, 4. 5, 4 is here. Then you have to connect smoothly. So what is my advice? You can take the ruler just to connect the end points like this, because those 2 points are far away. Then the other points you have to connect smoothly. So let's start from vertex point and connect this way. And then this side, you can connect from here. So this is the quadratic graph. So all together you get here 1 mark for finding this answer and 3 marks for the graph. 1 mark for adjusting scale and 1 mark for marking the points and 1 mark for connecting the points smoothly. Let's use this graph to find out the answers for the other parts. Let's do part B. From the graph, write the coordinates of the turning point. So here turning point is here. You get a minimum point. So what is the coordinate? 2 minus 5. So coordinates of the turning point is 2, minus 5. And then part 2, write the interval of values of x when the function is negative. Function is negative means it should be below the x-axis. So here to here. So below this point, these 2 points. Now what is this one value? 2 squares here, minus 0.2. So x is in between minus 0.2. And what about this one? It's like 4.2. So when the graph is in between these 2 points, it's below the x-axis. So it's negative. So you get this answer. So how many marks for that one? So you get 1 mark for finding the vertex point and 2 marks for this part. And then let's do the next part. Part C. Find the roots of the equation x squared minus 4x minus 1 equals 0 using the graph. So we drew that graph, x squared minus 4x. So we can check it whether we have the same equation. You have to expand it. When you expand brackets, x squared minus 4x minus 1. So same graph. So you can use the y value 0. Roots means y equals 0. So same root values you are getting minus 0.2 and 4.2. So what are the root values here? X can be minus 0.2 or x can be 4.2. Those are the root values. Then part 2. Write the equation of the function when the above graph is displaced up by 1 unit in the form of x minus a whole thing squared plus b. Now what happens if the original graph is x squared minus 4x minus 1? What happens when it moves up by 1 unit? The y values increases by 1. So you have to add 1. Then what happens? When you do that, the new equation becomes here minus 1 and 1 get cancelled out and you get x squared minus 4x. But you have to write down this one in the form of this x minus a whole thing squared. So how you make a square term? You take the x term, divide by 2 and square it. 4 divide by 2 and square it, you get 4. So that means you need to add 4 to get the square term, and in order to get no difference, you have to subtract 4. So what you get from this part, you get the square term x minus 2 whole thing squared, because square root of x squared and square root of 4, and the sign comes from here, minus 4. So according to that one, a equals to b equals minus 4. How many marks for this part? So let's see. Finding the root values, you get 2 marks. And then for the equation, you get 1 mark. So we gave 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 2. It's statistics question. So you have to find the model class and finding mean. Let's do that. A survey was conducted by using 50 employees who assemble electric equipment in a certain company. The time taken to assemble one electric equipment and the relevant number of employees is given in the table below. Find the model class, one which has the highest frequency. Look at the frequency row. This one, 18 is the highest one. So the model class is 32, 34. So you get 1 mark for that. Then second part, find the mean time to assemble one electric equipment to the nearest whole number. So here it's time here. Intervals are given 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34, 35 to 39, 40 to 44, 45 to 49. And we can take the last row as total. And here frequencies are given 4, 7, 18, 12, 6, 3. Total frequency, add and see, 10, 17, 21, 21, 24, 30, 3, 4, 5, 50 is the total. And we can find the mid values of the interval. So these are class limits. There's a gap, but doesn't matter. You can just add the limits and divide by 2 to get the mid values. So mid values, that's our x values. 20 plus 24, 44, divide by 2, that's 22. 25 plus 29 and divide by 2, you get 27. So that means adding 5. There's a pattern, adding 5. So you get 32 here, 37, 42, 47. Now we can multiply f into x. 4 times 22, you get 88. 7 times 27, 7 times 7, 49, 4 remaining. 7 times 2, 14 plus 4, 18. 18 times 32, you have to do long multiplication. 32 times 18, 10 and 8, you get 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 3, 24 plus 1, 25. So when you add it, you get 576. 12 times 37 again, long multiplication. 10 and 2, you get 2 times 7, 14, 2 times 3, 6, plus 1, 7, 444. 6 times 42, 252. 3 times 47, 141. Now take the total and see. 8 and 9, 17, 27, 27 plus 3, 30. 3 remaining, 10, 18, 20, 26, 30, 35, then 39, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, 16, 1690. So you can find the mean value using that. So let's erase all these calculations. So what's the mean value? You need to find out the mean value. So mean is equal to sigma fx over sigma f. Total fx divided by total f. So total fx is 1690. Total f is 50. 0, 0 get cancelled out. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 3, 15, 4 remaining. So that's 33.8. But you need to round it to the nearest whole number. So what's the nearest whole number? You can take as 34 because 8 is more than 5. You have to add 1 to the previous one. So this is in minutes. That's the mean value. Then it says, show that the number of employees needed to assemble 1440 equipment in an 8-hour shift is more than 100. So in this question, it says how many hours? It says 50 employees who assemble electric equipment in a certain company is given. And this is time taken to assemble one equipment. One equipment we found out mean value is 34 minutes. Now we need 1440 equipments. So we have to multiply this number by, let's do it here. You have to find out the number of employees needed. So number of employees needed is equal to here 34 for one equipment multiplied by 1440 equipments are there, and this is for 50 employees. So you have to divide by 50, and again it's 8-hour shift, each one 8 hours, so you have to divide by 8 as well. So this is the total number of man minutes, and here this is if it's 50 with 8-hour shift, this is again man, here hours. So you have to divide by 60, not 50 here, because you have to convert to hours, because this is man minutes. Man hours you have to divide by 60, and if it's 8-hour shift, you have to divide by 80. So you don't have to think about 50 because we found the mean number of minutes needed for one equipment. So what's the calculation here? 0, 0 get cancelled out. And then you get 2 times 4, 2 times 7 and 2. Then you can divide by 4. 4 times 1, 4. 32, 8. Then 6 times 3 is 18. 34 times 3. 3 times 4, 12. 1 remaining. 3 times 3, 10. 10 plus 1. 3 times 4, 12. 1 remaining. 3 times 3, 9. 9 plus 1, 10. 102 employees needed. So how many marks for these two parts? So you are getting 1 mark for finding the mid values and 1 mark for calculating FX and another 1 mark for finding multiplication, and this total 1 mark. And then finding the mean value, you get 3 marks for this calculation. And finding total number of employees needed, that's 2 marks. But you have to show that. It says in the question, show that it's more than 100. So you have to do the final conclusion as 102 is more than 100. This is true. So you have to show that it's more than 100. So you get 1 mark for that step as well. So altogether 10 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 3. It's about percentages. So let's do the question. The following table shows how 2 shops sell the same electric equipment for the customers. Shop A and B. Market price is given. Down payment is given. Number of monthly installments 10. Loan amount to be paid monthly. So here 7,000 is the down payment. So when you subtract 7,000 from 35,000, you get that answer. So what's the answer? 0, 0, 0. Then 8 and 2. 28,000 is the loan amount to be paid monthly. Monthly, you have to divide by 10 as well. This is for 10 months. This is the amount for 10 months. So you have to divide by 10. So what's the answer here? You get 2,800. Next one. What's the payment loan amount to be paid? You have to subtract these two. So you get 0, 0, 0. And then 8, 2. 28,000, and again 2,800 means when you divide by 2,800, you get 10 months for the installment. So you can complete this table first and then you can do the next part. Find the number of month units that the interest has to be paid by a person who bought the equipment from shop A. So 10 months means what's the month unit? 10 into 11 over 2. N into n plus 1 divided by 2. 2 times 5. 11 times 5 is 55 months units are there. So how many marks for this part? You are getting 2 marks for finding the answers here. 1 mark for this one and 1 mark here. and then calculating months units, you are getting 2 marks. If the interest for a month unit in shop A is 35 rupees, find the monthly installment in shop A. So earlier we found these are 2,800 here and 10. So we have to consider shop A. And for a month unit in shop A is 35. Find the monthly installment. So we found 55 months units are there. Each one is 35, means 35 times 55 is the total amount. So what's the multiplication? 35 times 55, 50 and 5. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 3, 15. Plus 2, 17. And this is 175. So add it. 1,925 rupees you need to pay. This is for shop A. A month unit is this much. Find a monthly installment. And then it says part 4, if the shop B charges 42 of interest for 1 month unit, find the annual interest percentage of shop B. So what is the amount? Now 42 of interest for 2,800, because in shop B the value is 2,800. And here multiplied by 100% as well as multiplied by 12, because this is monthly value. We need the interest rate for a year. So multiply by 12. So what is the value? 2 zeros get cancelled out. 4 times 3, 4 times 7. 7 times 6. So 6 times 3, 18% is the interest. This is for shop B. So let's give marks for these 2 steps. So 1,925 we found here, that's the interest. We found the interest. But we have to find the total amount. Find the monthly installment in shop A, not only the interest. So what is the total amount? We didn't calculate that. So in part 3, we have to do that part as well. Monthly installment is so you have to pay 28,000. 28,000 is the loan amount plus 1,925. That's the interest. So you have to add everything and get the answer. That's 29,925. So for that, you get 1 mark, finding the total amount. And monthly installment, you have to divide by the months units as well. Total, we found this is monthly installment, is you have to divide by number of months, that's 10. So final answer is 2,992 and 50 cents. You have to divide by 10. 2,992. So that's the monthly installment, because we found this is the total. Total divided by number of months is monthly installment. So you get 1 mark for that part and 3 marks for finding interest rate. So let's see how many marks? 3, 4, 5 and then 6, 7, 8, 9. We missed 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and we need to give 1 more mark. Yeah, so here 1 more mark here for this step. So altogether 10 marks for that question. Question number 4. You get algebra question. Figure A shows a square-shaped metal sheet with length x centimeters. So this is x. Figure B shows a rectangular metal sheet which is obtained by removing 2 centimeters from one side of the figure A and of the square sheet and adding 4 centimeters to the other side of the square sheet. So subtracting 2. So subtracting 2 means x minus 2 becomes the new width. So you can say, what is the breadth? They are asking, write the length and breadth of the rectangular metal sheet. So subtracting 2 means x minus 2 becomes the breadth. Adding 4 centimeters, that means length becomes x plus 4. And then it says, if the area of the rectangular sheet is 41 square centimeters, construct a quadratic equation using x in the form of this. Ax squared plus bx plus c. So what is the area of the rectangle? If you know the length and breadth, you can multiply. Length into breadth is equal to 41. That's given. Simplify. First expand brackets. You get x squared plus 4x minus 2x and minus 2 into 4 minus 8. And you can take 41 to this side as well. It becomes minus 41. Now simplify x squared. 4 minus 2 becomes 2x. Minus 8 and minus 41 minus 49. So you get this equation in this form. So what is A? When you compare, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals minus 49. So let's give marks for this part. Writing length and breadth, you get 2 marks. And constructing this equation, you get 3 marks for that. Part 3. By completing the square or using any other method, show that the length of the side of the square is this much. So what's the equation we found? X squared plus 2x minus 49 equals 0. Then we'll use completing square method. To make a perfect square, you take the x term coefficient, divide by 2 and square it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1 squared is 1. So you need to add 1 to get a square value. When you take minus 49 to the other side, that becomes plus 49. And here, this is an equation. You have to add 1 to the other side as well in order to get no difference. Then this one you can write as a square term. That's x plus 1 whole thing square. And this one becomes 49 plus 1, 50. Take square root both sides. X plus 1 becomes plus or minus root 50. And what are the solutions? You can write x equals minus 1 plus or minus 50, root 50. So 50 you can simplify further. 50 you can write 2 times 25. And when you take the square root, what happens? Square root of 25 becomes 5. So you get 5 root 2. So you can write plus or minus 5 root 2 instead of root 50. So what are the solutions? You get x equals minus 1 minus 5 root 2 or x equals minus 1 plus 5 root 2. X is a length. Can you get a negative answer? You can't get a negative answer because x should be greater than 0. Then you get only one solution. This is x equals minus 1 plus 5 root 2, but we need length. What is length? Length is x plus 4. So when you add 4 to this, what happens? So 4 minus 1 is 3. So you get 3 plus 5 root 2 is the length. So show that the length of one side of a square is 5 root 2 minus 1. That one we showed. And find the length of rectangle by taking root 2 as 1.41. So substitute 1.41 in this equation. Here 1.41 here. And then according to Bodmer's, you have to multiply this by 5 first. 5 times 1, 5, 20, 2 remaining. 5 times 1, 5 plus 2, 7. So 7 plus 3, 10. 10.05. That's the length in centimeters, or let's see from the question. Yeah, centimeters, because the area is given in square centimeters. So this is 10.05 centimeters is the length of the rectangle. So let's see how many marks. So you get, showing that this is 5 root 2 minus 1, you get 2 marks up to this point. 2 marks. And then finding length, you get 3 marks. So altogether we gave 10 marks for this question as well. Question number 5. So algebraic fractions in the first part. So how we are going to do this? So look, we can first factorize the denominators. You can take 4 out and you get x plus 1 here. And this one, you can see 5 is common. Take it out, you get x plus 1. Then we can clearly see x plus 1 is a factor for both. So what is the lowest common multiple of x plus 1 and x plus 1? That's x plus 1. And what about lowest common multiple of 4 and 5? That's 20. So 20x plus 1 is the common denominator. Then that means here you need to multiply this by 5 and this by 4 because x plus 1 is already there. So what is the final answer? 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 over 20 x plus 1. So that's the answer. You get 3 marks for that part. Then B part. Sujata buys kids' shirts for 180 each and kids' trousers for 150 each by spending 2,940. She then sells kids' shirt for 280 each and kids' trouser for 300 rupees each and gains a profit of 2,300 rupees. By taking the number of kids' shirts she bought as A, shirts as A, and trousers as B. Construct a pair of simultaneous equations. Then you have to solve. So let's read it and write down the 2 equations. A number of shirts, each 180. So what is the total? 180A. And then kids' trouser, each with 150. So that's total is 150B. And the total she spent is 2,940. That's our first equation. Our first equation. Now let's do the second equation. It says, she then sells kids' shirt for 280 each and trouser for 300 each and gains a profit of 2,300. So only the profit is given. So you can do the buying price of the shirt is 180. So here 280 is the selling price. So what is the profit there? 280 minus 180, that's 100. So profit per shirt is 100 rupees. 100A, that's the profit from shirts. What's the profit from trousers? Selling price is 300, buying price is 150. 300 minus 150, that's 150B. Then that's equal to 2,300. That's our second equation. So you get 2 marks for writing down the 2 equations in this case, in first part. So you get 2 marks for this part. Then what is the next one? You have to solve. By solving them, find the number of kids' shirts and kids' trousers that Sujata bought. So how you are going to solve these 2 equations? We can see B coefficients are the same. So you can subtract because the signs are also the same. So let's do 1 minus 2. 180 minus 100 is 80. A becomes, subtraction here becomes 640. So what is the value? 640 divided by 80. You get 8. Then substitute in one of the equations. So let's take the second one. 100A. 100 times 8, 800 plus 150B equals 2,300. Subtract 800 from this. So you get 150B equals 2,300 minus 800. Five and 1. So B becomes 1,500 divided by 150. So you get 10. So that means shirts, 8 shirts and 10 trousers. So let's see how many marks. So you are getting 5 marks. 5 marks for everything. So let's give 2 marks for finding this one. and 1 mark for this step and another 2 marks for finding B value. So here altogether we have given 10 marks for this question, 5 here, 7, and for the first part we gave, here this part we gave 3 marks. Let's do question number 6. It's about trigonometry. A ship which leaves harbour A for 50 kilometers with a bearing of 35 degrees. So how you first mark this information? 50 kilometers traveling with bearing 35 degrees. So from north clockwise direction, this is 35 given. So it reaches harbour B. Then it says B to harbour C with a bearing of 180. So bearing of 180 means this angle is 180. So it's a vertical line. Show that data in the given sketch diagram. So 35, 50, 180 you have to show. So how many marks for that part? You are getting 2 marks for that. The perpendicular distance from A to BC is AD. So perpendicular distance. So this is vertical. So this is 90 degree given. Find the distance AD by using trigonometric ratios. So we found this is 35 here. And that 35 means this is also 35. Alternate angles are equal. And this is 50 given. So we need to find AD distance. To this angle, this is opposite and this is hypotenuse. So what is the suitable ratio? Opposite over hypotenuse is sine ratio. So you can use sine 35 is equal to AD over 50. So what is AD? 50 times sine 35. Now you have to refer sine tables and get the sine value. So let's do that. Sine 35. Sine 35 is 0.5736. Multiply by 50. So 0, 5 times 6, 30. 3 remaining. 5 times 3, 15 plus 3, 18. 1 remaining. 5 times 7, 35 plus 1, 36. 3 remaining. 5 times 5, 25 plus 3, 28. So 4 decimal places here. 28.68 is the answer. This is in kilometers. So we can write AD distance is 28.68 kilometers. So how many marks for that part? So you are getting 3 marks for that part. Next part, if DC is 20 kilometers, so this is 20 kilometers, find the value of ACD. ACD, this angle. But we found AD, 28. What's the value? 28.68. 28.68. So how we are going to find out this angle? To this angle, this is opposite and this is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent ratio is 10. So you can write tan of ACD is equal to, opposite is 28.68, adjacent is 20, divide by 20. So divide by 10, you get 2.868, divide by 2, 1.434. To find out the angle, you have to find the inverse value, tan inverse of 1.434. So what you have to do, you have to take the tan table and see where you can find 1.434. 1.434. .437 is there. So we have to take 43. This one 1.4281. This one 55 0. So how many more we need? 1.434 minus 1.4281. We need another 59. We'll take here, it's 54 is there. So 6. 54 is 6. So 5506. So 5506 is the angle. So 55 degrees and 6 minutes is the angle required. So let's see how many marks for that. So you get 3 marks for that. And then we need to find out the next part. By using ACD, find the bearing of harbour A from harbour C. From harbour C means this is the north line. You need to find out this angle. That's the required angle. But we found out this angle. So the angle around a point is 360. And when you subtract this angle, you get the required answer. So 359 and 60 minutes instead of 360. So what is the angle here? 5506. So subtract 5506 from that. You get 54 minutes here. 304 degrees. So bearing is 304 degrees and 54 minutes. 2 marks. So we gave 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 7. This is part B. The following figure shows how some chili plants are grown in square-shaped rings. So let's count and see. When the number of plants in the first, second and third rings are considered, in which type of a progression can they be written as? Consecutive terms. So let's see. First ring, 1, 2, 3, 4. First ring, 4 plants. Second ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Third ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what's this progression? We can see you get the same common difference, 8 minus 4 or 12 minus 8, that's 4. So common difference means this is arithmetic progression. This is arithmetic progression. Then they ask, in which ring is 45 chili plants are grown? So we can find out if this is the arithmetic progression where we get 48th plant. So Tn, 48th plant is equal to A. The first term is 4 plus n minus 1d. D is the common difference, that's 4. Take 4 to this side. 48 minus 4, you get 44. 4 times n minus 1. Divide both sides by 4. You get 11 is equal to n minus 1. Then take minus 1 to this side. N becomes 11 plus 1. That's 12. So 12th ring. 12th ring is this one. Has 48 plants. Then what is the total number of chili plants in 12 rings? So 12th ring, the last term we know. And how you find the sum? You can easily use sum of 12 terms. That means sum of all rings. 12 divided by 2, n divided by 2. First term is 4 and the last term is 48. Because we know in the 12th ring, there are 48 plants. 2 times 6 here, 6 times 48 plus 4, that's 52. 52 times 6, 312 plants are there altogether. So how many marks for the whole thing? How many marks for the whole thing? You get 1 mark for this part. And writing arithmetic progression. And 3 marks for finding which ring has 48 plants. And this one, 3 marks for finding the total. So we have another part. That's part B. That's about geometric progression. And you have given 3 is the first term. And which term is 192? Now this is geometric. What's the common ratio? Any term divide by the previous term. Or you can do 12 divided by minus 6. So what's the answer? It's minus 2. So we know the common ratio and the first term. So which term is 192? 192 is equal to AR to the power n minus 1 in geometric progression. A is the first term. Ratio is the minus 2 to the power n minus 1. Divide both sides by 3. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 6, 18. For 12, 3 times 4. 64 is minus 2 to the power n minus 1. I can write 64 as 2 to the power 6, but I can write minus 2 to the power 6 because the power is even, means whenever this is positive or negative, final answer is positive. So I can write the same, minus 2 to the power 6. That's 64. So minus 2 to the power n minus 1. Same base is there, so you can compare the powers. 6 is equal to n minus 1. So n becomes 6 plus 1, that's 7. So here it says 60. So 192 is the 7th term in this progression. So we can give 3 marks for that. We have given altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 8. The figure shows a cuboidal metal block with cross-section area is 18 to 8. That's a square. And length 18 centimeters. This metal block is melted and without wasting any metal, 9 metallic cylinders are made with radius A and height 7 centimeters. Show that A equals 8 over root 11. So let's do that. We can find out the volume of the block. Cuboidal metal block is what? Here, so cross-sectional area is 8 times 8 and then multiply by 18. That's the volume of the cuboidal block. That is equal to 9 metallic cylinders. 9 metallic cylinders with radius A. So what is the volume of a cylinder? Pi r squared h. Pi r squared h is the volume. But we know 9 metallic cylinders, pi, that's 22/7, r squared, radius is a here, a squared, and height 7, h is 7. So you can equate the two volumes because there's no wastage. Now we have to find out, make a squared as the subject of this equation. So what is a squared? 7 times, here we can first simplify this, 7 and 7. So a squared becomes 8 into 8 into 18, divide by 9 and 22. 9 times 2, 2 times here 11. Now what can you say? This is 8 squared over 11 is a squared. Take square root both sides. What happens when you take square root? Square root and square term get cancelled out here. A becomes 8 over root 11. That is the required answer. So how many marks for that part? You get 1 mark here, finding the volume, 1 mark here. 2 marks for that, and making A as a subject, you get 3 marks. So altogether 5 marks for part 1. Then second part, by using logarithmic tables, find the value of A to the nearest second decimal place. So what is A? A is 8 over root 11. So let's take log both sides. Log of A equals log of 8 minus, because it's division. Division becomes subtraction. So log of 11, but square root means power half. Half you can take it out. Half log 11. So root 11 you can write half log 11 when you take logarithms. Now you can refer the table, but before that we'll write down the mantissa. 8 means 0 point something, because when you write in scientific notation, the power is 0. Here, power for this one is 1 point. So the mantissa is 1, because 1.1 10 to the power 1. Now refer the log tables and find out what is log 80. Log 80 is 90/31. Then log 11. Log 11 is 0.414. Now first we can divide. Divide this by 2. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 2, 2 times 0 here, 2 times 7. And now subtract these two values. 7 and 4, 11, 1 remaining. 2 and then 8 and here 6, 3. So 0.3824. How you find A? You have to take antilog value. Antilog value of 0.3824. 3824. Refer the table and see where you can find 3824. 38. 20 is there. 3, 8, 20. So 24, 1. We need another 4. 24, 1, 2. 24, 1, 2. 24, 1, 2. But 0 is the mantissa, so that means you have to keep the decimal point here. 2.412, but they ask the value correct to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places, the value is 2.41. What's the unit? Let's see. Units are given. Yeah, it's centimeters. So this is in centimeters. So here for this part, you are getting 5 marks for the whole question. So let's see. 1 mark. Here, writing logarithms. Then 1 mark. 1 mark here. 3, 4. And then anti-log value. You are getting 1 mark again. Altogether 5 marks. So we gave 10 marks. 5 marks for part A and 5 marks for part B. Question number 9 is a construction question. So you can only use the straight edge and the pair of compasses. Show your construction lines clearly. So don't erase after you draw lines. Construct the ABC triangle with AB 7 centimeters. So let's construct this one. You take the ruler and you can first draw a line segment. So, and then you have to measure 7 centimeters. So we can use the compass for that and measure 7 centimeters. And then keep on top of the line and mark the point. And you have to do the same thing for the other point. That's AB 7 centimeters. Then B angle is 60 degrees. So you have to take the compass. Now you have to construct 60 degrees to the B angle. So let's construct that. You can take any distance and you can draw the arc here and arc in the middle. And then do the same thing with keeping the compass here. You can mark the other arc. And now you can draw the line connecting B and the intersecting point. So that's 60 degrees here. Then BC is 5.5. So you take the compass and measure 5.5 centimeters. 5.5 centimeters, and you can keep on top of B and mark the point C. So this is C, 5.5 centimeters. Now you can connect A and C and complete the ABC triangle. Extend AB up to E and construct the locus of points equidistant from BE and BC. That's the angle bisector. So you have to first extend this AB line to E. Let's take this one is E. Then you have to find the angle bisector. Again, take the compass. You have to bisect this angle. So how you bisect the angle? You can take any length. And then you mark that one here and here. And you can take the same distance or You can take a longer distance. I'll take the same distance and you can mark the arc in the middle. You have to do the same thing for the other arc. Here you have to extend the other line. So I have to draw it again. From here, I have to again draw that. So here, this is the arc. So the intersecting point with B here is the angle bisector. Mark the point of intersection of the above locus and the bisector of BAC. BAC. So you have to bisect this angle as well. So how you bisect that angle? You have to again take the point A and take any distance and do the same thing. Mark an arc here, here, and then you keep the compass here and you can mark the point. In the middle, do the same thing. Here you can mark this point, and now we'll extend this one and this one till you get the intersecting point with the other bisector. So this intersection is O. And construct the perpendicular OD from O to BE. Now you have to draw a perpendicular line from O. So you take the compass, you keep on top of O. Now you have to take a certain distance. And I'll take a different color so that you can see that clearly. So take any distance and here you have to mark on BE line to draw the perpendicular. So we'll mark this one and this point. Now we have the intersecting points with the BE line. So here take the compass here and you can draw this arc and keep on top of the intersecting point with BE line and then draw the other arc. Then you can connect O point with this intersecting point. That's the perpendicular drawn from O to BE, and then this point becomes D. Construct a circle which touches BE at D point and also BC side. Now we'll draw the circle. So O is the center and D is the OD is the radius. So we'll take the compass and draw the circle. So from O, you take OD as the radius. And then when you draw the circle, you will see it touches touches here BC line as well as touches the BE line at D. Then it says, write the reason for the extended AC to become a tangent. Extended AC. So here, when you extend this one, it should be a tangent. What is the reason? What's the reason? We can see when you look at the center and this point. A is the outside point. So this is a tangent. BE is one tangent and AC is another tangent. Why? Here we drew the angle bisector. This angle is equal to this angle. So when you draw a circle, the line joining the center with the outside point bisect the angle here, CAD angle, not CAD angle. This, if it's another point here, that angle bisected. So that's the reason why we get AC as the tangent, because in this diagram the tangents are equal as this angle bisected by the line joining the center and the outside point. So what is the reason? Because CAO angle is equal to OAD angle, because we did the bisector. So that's the reason. So let's give marks. So you are getting 3 marks for constructing the triangle ABC. And then extend AB and construct the locus of equidistance from BE and BC. That's the angle bisector. That's 2 marks. And 3 marks for this one. Drawing the circle, drawing the perpendicular from O to D. That's 3 marks. And constructing the circle, 1 mark. And giving the reason why this AC is a tangent, 1 mark. 3, 5, 8, 9, 10. 10 marks for that question. Question number 10. This is about proof question. So let's do that. In the ABC triangle, AB equals AC. So these two lengths are equal. That means this angle is equal to this angle. And the midpoint of AB is D. So this distance and this distance both are equal. AC is produced up to E, so that AD is equal to CE. So this is given. And also CE is parallel to DF. And when EF is produced, it meets AB at S. Show that CEFD is a parallelogram. CEFD is a parallelogram. How we are going to show that? Now we know this length is equal to this length. And here these two lines are parallel. That means this angle is equal to this angle. So that means this DBF is an isosceles triangle. This length and this length are equal. Opposite sides, pair of opposite sides, parallel and equal. It's a parallelogram. So we can write down everything. First we'll write down ACB angle is same as DFB angle because corresponding angles are equal. Then from BDF triangle, we can see DBF angle is equal to DFB angle because AB is equal to AC because we found out this angle is equal to this angle. Now BDF is an isosceles triangle, so therefore BD is same as DF. But we know DF now is equal to EC. Why? BD is equal to AD because D is the midpoint. So therefore DF is equal to AD, as well as DF is parallel to AD. So one pair of opposite sides parallel and equal. Therefore, DCEF is a parallelogram. So that's the first part. Then what it says, prove that 4BS is equal to AB. 4BS is equal to AB. Okay, so that means you have to show that it's divided into, again, equally. So 1/4 of AB is BS. How we are going to show that? Here. Now, look at the parallelogram. We found from the first part DCEF is a parallelogram. So that means this line and this line, opposite sides are parallel in a parallelogram. So we can write down that part first. We can say CD is parallel to SC because parallelogram. This one is parallel to this one. And we know that this is also here, F is also a midpoint. How you are saying that this F is a midpoint? Look at carefully. This is D is the midpoint, and when you draw a parallel line from the midpoint, the other side bisected according to converse midpoint theorem. So we can say F is a midpoint of BC according to converse midpoint theorem. Because D is the midpoint. So what can you say about this length? This length and this length are equal. So F is the midpoint. Now think about the other triangle here. Now this line and this line both are parallel, and this F is a midpoint. So S becomes the midpoint of BD, again using converse midpoint theorem. So you can use the same thing and say S is the midpoint of S is the midpoint of BD. Why? This line SC is parallel to this one, as well as F is the midpoint. So because of converse, again you can write the same thing, converse midpoint theorem. So S is the midpoint of BD. So BS is equal to SD. So that means BS is equal to BD. So BS is half BD. So BS is equal to half BD, but BD you can write, so you can say BD equals half of AB as well, because D is the midpoint. So when you simplify, you get half into half is 1/4. 1/4 AB equals BS. So when you cross multiply, you get 4BS is equal to AB. So that's the proof of the second part. How we are going to give the marks. First part, you can get 5 marks. 5 marks for showing that CEFD. CEFD is a parallelogram. So let's do that. This is 1 mark. Showing this one, 1 mark here, and then 1 mark for pair of here, showing that one side is parallel and equal. Then the reason, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 marks for the second part as well. Second part, 1 mark. And F is the midpoint here. And another mark for showing that S is the midpoint. Then 1 mark here, and finding the final solution, 1 mark. So altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 11. It's about sets. The following Venn diagram shows the details about customers who came to a supermarket within an hour and the things they bought, such as fish, rice and cereal. Fish, rice and cereal. So this is fish. I'll write F. Rice is this one and cereal is this one. Copy the given incomplete Venn diagram in your answer sheet and include the data given below. Number of people who bought rice is 20. Rice is 20 here. Number of people who bought only cereals is 4. Only cereal is this part. So that's 4. 6 people bought only rice, and out of them 12 people who bought rice and fish. 4 people didn't buy cereals. So let's read that part first. 6 people bought only rice and 6 people only rice. So here this. And out of them 12 people who bought rice and fish. Rice and fish is this part. So 12 out of 12 people who bought rice and fish, 4 people didn't buy cereal. So that means this is 4 and this is 8. 12 is the total. Then 16 people bought fish. 16 people bought fish, that means 16, and one person bought fish only. This is 1. So we can fill the other parts as well. 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 1, 13. So this becomes 3. Then the other one, 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 6, 18. So this should be 2. Now let's see the next one. How many people who came to the supermarket bought cereal? So I can refer the previous diagram. So cereal one is this one. 3, 8, 2, 4. I'll fill this one 3, 8, 2, 4. That's the serial circle. So here 8 plus 2, 10, 17. So 17 people bought cereal. So let's give marks for these two parts. 6, 2. So 4 marks you are getting for filling this and finding the answer for this one, only 1 mark here. So let's do the other part. If Mr. Sumit bought rice and fish only, rice here and fish only, so this part, shade the region which denotes it. So you can shade this part. That's only rice and fish. So you get how many marks for that part? You are getting 2 marks for shading. And the next one, what is the total number of customers who came within the hour? So you have to add everything. So let's use the previous diagram. We'll count everything together. So 16. 16 plus 2, 18. 18 and 10, 28. 28 plus 3, 31. So altogether 31 who came within the hour. So how many marks for that? 2 marks. And next part. If all the people who bought fish also bought rice, name A and B in the new Venn diagram. Now this is a new Venn diagram. If all the people who bought fish also bought rice, so fish should be here. B circle should be people who bought fish. And A should be people who bought rice. So how many marks for that? So you are getting 1 mark for that. Writing down, identifying the 2 sets now. So altogether we gave 10 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then 4. Altogether 10 marks for that question. Let's do the last question. This is all about proofs and circle theorems. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. That means ABCD points are on the circle. The tangent which is drawn to the circle at C meets the extended AB. So let's do that. The tangent drawn to this one and AB length intersects at E. So this point is E. The bisector of ADC bisector is DB. So that means when you connect DB, this angle and this angle are equal. Then DB and AC lines intersect intersect at F. So this point is F. Copy this figure in your answer sheet and include the given data. If CBE, this angle is A. Express the given angles by A, giving reasons to BDC. This angle. What can you say about this angle and this angle? Here, if you take this one A, this whole thing is A, because this is the exterior angle to the cyclic quadrilateral that's equal to opposite interior angle. So we can say ADC angle is same as CBE. What's the reason? Exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to opposite interior angle. But we know ADB angle is same as BDC angle because angle bisector. So that means that should be half A over 2, because you have to divide A by 2. So what is BDC? So therefore BDC is equal to, BDC is A over 2. And what about BCF? BCF angle. This angle we need to find. Can you see? This angle and this angle, same segment angles. So you can say that's also A over 2. BCF angle is equal to A over 2 because ADB angle and ACB angle are same segment angles. Same segment angles are equal. So we can give 2 marks for finding this angle, and you get 2 marks for finding this angle. Altogether 4 marks for this one. And second part, prove that ADF triangle. So let's draw all the lines here. So here ADF triangle and BCF triangles are equiangular. So we can easily show that because we can say this angle is equal to this angle. Opposite angles are equal. But we found this angle is A over 2. This is A over 2. These 2 angles are equal. And here this angle is also same. Same segment angles are equal. So easily you can show that these are two equiangular triangles. So let's do that. ADF triangle and BCF triangle. AFD angle is equal to BFC angle. Opposite angles are equal. ADF angle is equal to BCF angle, as well as DAF angle is equal to FBC angle, because same segment angles. So from that we can say ADF triangle and BCF triangles are equiangular. So how many marks for that part? You are getting 3 marks. 3 marks for showing these two are equiangular. Then the last part, if 5BC is 4AD and DF is 4 cm, find the length of CF. So here we found out that the two triangles are equiangular. We can use those two triangles. This is F. BC, 5BC is 4AD. DF equals 4 centimeters. This is 4. Find the length of CF. Now, we can take the ratios for equiangular triangles because the two triangles are similar. So, ratios are the same. So, what you can say? 5BC equals 4AD. That means BC to AD is equal to 4/5. That ratio is given. BC is the opposite length of this angle. So what is that? Opposite to this angle is AD. The ratio is 4:5. So that means you can write the same thing with another ratio. So we'll take BF. Here we need opposite to this angle. So DF is given. Opposite to this angle is CF. So you can write CF to CF is this one is same as this side is opposite to this one. This side is same as DF there. So this ratio is the same. So what is CF? From this equation you can write CF is 4 times DF divided by 5. But we know DF is 4 centimeters. So 4 times 4/5. 16 divided by 5 is 5 times 3. 15, and this is 2. 3.2 centimeters is CF length. So you get 3 marks for finding that solution. So for the whole question we gave 10 marks. So we completed all 12 questions in this paper. So make sure that you do 5 questions in part A and 5 questions in part B. And also do the paper first and then watch my video to check your answers.